If you want to know about the characters of Shakespeare's tragedy Othello, this is the place you've got to be, because I'm going to tell you about these characters in the simplest manner possible. And as I give you an introduction about these characters, I'm also going to give you a glimpse of this tragic play, this wonderful tale of love and revenge. Yes, so let's take the class forward and stay tuned. Hey guys, welcome back to Unique English with Nilanjana ma'am, and in today's video I'm going to do with you three characters: Iago, Cassio and Emilia. Interested? If yes, stick with me till the end of the video. And those who are visiting this channel for the very first time, please consider subscribing and clicking the bell icon for more videos. And yes, I'm Nilanjana ma'am, so keep watching. The first character we are going to do today in this video is Yago. Who is Yago? So in Shakespeare's tragedy Othello, Yago is a nobleman in Venice. He's also the husband of Emilia. And technically speaking, he is the pure villain in this tragedy. He is out and out villain. He has no idols and principles. He has set out to take revenge against Othello and Michael Cassio, and in the process he doesn't care if he is harming Desdemona. In fact, he has set out to take revenge against Othello, Cassio and Desdemona. He wants to destroy all these three people. Yes, now the question is, why is he angry? Why does he want to take revenge? That is the question. Iago is angry with Othello because Othello had promoted his good friend, his meaning our central character Othello's, so his good friend Michael Cassio, to the rank of the lieutenant in Venice. And the rank or the post of the lieutenant is a very coveted one. It is very attractive because firstly it is a significant post. Secondly, it is the closest rank to the rank of the general. So Michael Cassio is this lieutenant, but now between the two, between Iago and Cassio, now both were noblemen, but between the two, Iago is the elder nobleman, so he thinks that he is the one who deserves this post of lieutenant better. Now he is very critical of Cassio, and he keeps saying that Cassio has a loose character, he is a flirt, he always enjoys the company of ladies, and he is not at all an expert in the art of warfare. In fact, he knows very little of the art of warfare. So how can he get the post of the lieutenant? Now, Yago hates Othello for two reasons. First, professional, that I've already discussed. Professional because he hated Othello for favoring Michael Cassio and giving him this rank of the lieutenant, because Iago thinks that Cassio does not deserve to be the lieutenant of Venice. Number two is a personal reason, and this personal reason is a misconception. It is an unjust suspicion. মানে ব্যাপারটা সত্যি নয় কিন্তু ও সাসপেক্ট করে. So this unjust suspicion is that Othello has a fondness or a liking for for his wife Emilia. Who is Emilia? Iago's wife. So Iago thinks that Othello has a liking for for his wife, and for this imaginary this concept, Iago conceived a plan. একটা plan develop করেছে. এই প্ল্যানে ও কি করবে? He wants to destroy Cassio, Othello and Desdemona, all the three. He wants to bring about a ruin for all these three characters. So let's see what he does. So I'll read the small paragraph from the tales of Shakespeare. Yago was crafty. He studied human mind deeply. He knew that of all the kinds of afflictions that torment man, the pains of jealousy were the most unbearable and had the sorest sting. He thought if he could succeed in making Othello envious of Cassio, it would be an excellent plot of revenge, which might culminate in the death of Cassio or Othello or both. He cared little. Now, what was Iago's plan? Let's find out. The arrival of the general, that is Othello and his lady Desdemona in Cyprus. Now, when Othello and Desdemona arrive in Cyprus, they get the news of the dispersion of the enemy's fleet, meaning the Turkish fleet, the enemies, they were coming in ship, so their ships got damaged in a storm, and obviously they were not coming anymore. So as the enemies were not coming anymore, people were having fun, feasting, merrymaking, music, eating, drinking have started here. So everyone is enjoying because the Turkish soldiers were not coming to attack anymore. So now Iago is going to implement his crafty evil plan. So what does he do? He double crosses Cassio. Now what does he do? But we have to keep this in mind that Cassio is a lieutenant, and he has also been given a direction by Othello, and that is he has been asked to guard that night with a charge to restrain the soldiers from drinking excessively. So he was given this very serious responsibility. He has to control the soldiers from drinking excessively that night. Now what does Iago do? Iago double crosses poor Cassio. He invites Cassio for a drink. Initially, Cassio says no. He refuses to drink because he knows that if he starts drinking, then he would be overdrunk, and then one thing would lead to the other. So what does he do? He says no, but still Iago keeps on insisting, and finally Cassio gives in to his provocation. He starts drinking. One drink leads to the other, and then what happens? He swallowed wine glass after glass and became drunk heavily. Provoked by Yago, he praised the gentle lady Desdemona. He even told Yago she is the most exquisite lady and all. Finally, what happens is Rodrigo comes in and provokes Cassio, and poor Cassio gets into this fight because he has been drinking heavily. But in between, what happens? There is a chaos, there is a scuffle, and there is a fight, and poor Cassio stabs Montano, the governor, accidentally. Montano. Finally, what happens is, taking advantage of this situation, Yago he spreads the alarm. He calls people of this, and warns them of what is going on and all. Finally, Othello comes at the spot, and Iago pretends that he is so innocent and he's trying to save Cassio. Actually, he's not trying to save Cassio. Actually, he's trying to put Cassio in even more serious problem. Aro beshi problem e oke felte chaiche. And so what he does is, the way he explains the things, Cassio falls into serious problem, and he is acting as if he doesn't want to tell what has happened. And when Othello forces him to tell exactly what happened, then he gives a description, and Cassio falls into problem. Othello is very, very furious in anger because he had given Cassio this enormous duty to protect the people, to stop the other soldiers from drinking heavily, and he himself got drunk. So he punishes Cassio by removing Cassio from the post or the rank of the lieutenant. So Yago wins in his evil plan, and Yago is very happy in his mind. Cassio is heartbroken, but Yago has plan B. What does he do? He tells Cassio that you should go to your friend Desdemona and take her into confidence, you should ask her, you should plead with her, and you should convince her, you should ask her to play the role of the mediator, and she should convince Othello on your behalf, and only then you can win Othello's love and confidence back, and that is how you can get your post back. And that's what Cassio does, because he's too naive. He's not able to see through the crafty and evil plan of Iago, and what he does is he goes straight to Desdemona and does exactly what he has been told to do. Now Desdemona believes him, and she has a soft corner for him because there has been a past, a nice friendship. So she tells Cassio, okay, I'm going to help you out. And after this conversation, just after this conversation, when Cassio is leaving the place, he's leaving the chamber where he was having this talk with Desdemona, as he is leaving the place, the hero walks in. So Iago has brought Othello here so that he sees Cassio walking out. So Othello sees what he is made to see by Iago. So Othello sees Cassio walking out, and he now starts. So he has already been brainwashed by Iago. He starts suspecting his beautiful and gentle wife Desdemona that she's having this affair with Cassio, which she's not at all having. So he starts believing that, and he starts misbehaving with Desdemona. At this point, Desdemona calls him for dinner. He comes, but he says, I'm having a bad headache. And then what happens is, so Desdemona takes out that special handkerchief, with that embroidery of the strawberries and all. So she takes out this handkerchief to wipe the forehead of her husband, but Othello says, it's too small for me, I don't want it, and he throws it down on the floor. So by mistake, accidentally, this special handkerchief drops on the floor and stays there. So Othello leaves, and Desdemona leaves the room too. So the handkerchief is lying there on the floor. Now what happens to that handkerchief? That handkerchief gets picked up by Iago's wife, Emilia. Now Emilia picks it up, and she tells herself that, yes, my husband Iago has been asking for this handkerchief 100 times. Today I'm going to give it to him. So she takes the handkerchief. The crafty Iago keeps on brainwashing Othello. He keeps on planting the seeds of jealousy and suspicion in the mind of Othello, and he succeeds at that because he we have already read that he is, he understands human psyche very well. He knows how the human mind works, and he knows that jealousy is like a green-eyed monster, and he knows how destructive this human emotion, jealousy, can be. Now, what does Yago do with that handkerchief? Yago plants the handkerchief in Cassio's room. He shows it to later on he shows it to Othello as an ocular proof. Ocular proof meaning, now Othello had asked for an ocular proof. Ocular meaning something that you can see with your eyes. So Othello wants proof from Iago. He loves his wife deeply. It's so painful to believe that that his beautiful, gentle wife, Desdemona, who has been so loyal to him, that she is having an affair with his very own good friend Cassio. It is so painful. It is so bitter. So he asks for a proof that he can see with his eyes. Now Iago, so Iago tells Othello that he has seen Cassio wiping his forehead, wiping his face with this special handkerchief of Desdemona. And with this proof, the maximum damage is done to Othello's mind. The second character that we are going to read today in this video is Cassio, Michael Cassio. Michael Cassio is a young Florentine soldier. That means he is a nobleman from Florence, Italy. Yes, he is a pleasing nature young man. He's a man with pleasing nature, and he is he's a happy-go-lucky, cheerful man. He is very good with ladies. He is witty, fun-loving, and very cheerful. He is extremely handsome and eloquent. He's a very good speaker, and he knows how to impress ladies. And yes, very importantly, he is a trustworthy friend of Othello. So Othello trusts him, and he is a good friend of Othello. Now, it is important, yes, we should remember this, that Cassio had played a very important role during the courtship days of Othello and Desdemona. So, yes, we read that Othello had used Cassio in his love affair with Desdemona because Othello feared that he lacked the amorous qualities of Cassio that would please ladies. Now, yes, we can say that Cassio is like a foil. He is like a foil to the character of Othello. Now, Othello is calm and dignified, but he is serious. He doesn't talk much. Now, Cassio is just the opposite. Cassio makes up. He does all the talking. So, yes, so that is why now Othello uses Cassio in his courtship with Desdemona. Then later on, what we find is, so Othello had promoted Cassio, his dear friend Cassio, to the rank of the lieutenant, and this favoring of Cassio, this actually leads to Iago's anger and then his evil plans and conspiracies, and that is the reason why, why the crafty Iago sets out to take revenge against Othello, Cassio, and Desdemona. Now, secondly, so he is a good man, Cassio. Cassio is a young man, good-hearted, cheerful, very lovely. But then even he fails to see through the evil plans, that are made by Iago. So he is unaware of Iago's evil plan, and he finds, in fact, when Iago gives him the idea that you should go to your dear friend Desdemona, who is Othello's wife, and you go and talk to her, ask her to to play the role of this mediator, ask her to mediate between you and and the general. So he does that, and Cassio listens to each and every word that is spoken by Iago. So in fact, he believes Iago, but later on, what he does is he falls prey, he falls victim to Iago's plan, because it is Iago who has kept that handkerchief, that Desdemona's special handkerchief, the first gift that she got from her husband Othello. So Iago is the one who plants that handkerchief in Cassio's room. Cassio finds it, and then he gives it to his girlfriend, a lady called Bianca, and asks her to make a copy of that that work, that strawberry motif, that embroidery. So he asks her to make a copy, but he doesn't know that Yago was the one who has planted that handkerchief in his room. He falls victim. He is also double crossed by Yago, because Yago is the one who invites him to that drink. All the plan is made up that Rodrigo is going to come and he is going to provoke this man Cassio, and then a fight would start, and then Cassio would stab somebody by chance, and all the chaos, all hell would break loose, and then Othello removed him from that post. So even Cassio is completely unaware. And that is why he falls victim. In the end, Cassio is able to find out all that has happened when Iago sends men to kill Cassio, and then Cassio somehow he manages to save his life. Finally, he understands, and finally he tells the truth to Othello. Today's third and final character is Emilia. Who is Emilia? Emilia is the wife of Yago. She is also an attendant to Desdemona, the wife of Othello. Yes, but yes, she is devoted. She is devoted. She is quite dedicated to the service of her mistress, Desdemona. Now, is she a happy wife? Well, it is not that she is completely unhappy, but she is not happy either. So she has this hunch. She guess করছে that something is wrong with Yago, because Yago asks her to steal Desdemona's special handkerchief and give it to him. So she doesn't know why her husband is asking for this handkerchief, but so at first she thinks that I will not steal my lady's handkerchief, because I know how special it is to her, and she knew that Desdemona keeps that handkerchief with her all the time because it's very special to her. But she makes this idea at first that she's going to make a copy of that handkerchief and give it to her husband. But later, when she finds that handkerchief lying on the floor, she is not able to control her emotion, to control her temptation. She steals, লোভ সংবরণ করতে পারে না, steal করে, and she gives it to her husband. And she says that today he is going to be very happy because he has asked me 100 times, almost 100 times, to steal it and give it to him. But today I'm going to give it to him, and he is going to be very happy. আজকে খুব খুশি হয়ে যাবে because আমি হ্যান্ডকারচিফটা ওকে দিয়ে দিচ্ছি. Now the thing is, yes, now when Desdemona cannot find the handkerchief, because now Othello asks at one point Othello asks Desdemona about that handkerchief, and Desdemona cannot find it. Now she has forgotten that it dropped to the floor, and somebody might have picked it up. So she keeps searching for it. She can't find it anywhere. So she asks her woman, her maid, her attendant Emilia, to find it. And this lady Emilia also says, I don't know where it is, but she is the one who picked it up on the floor. So she has stolen her her lady's handkerchief, but she lies. So sometimes we find Emilia to come across as this brave and quite independent woman, who is speaking in favor of women, and she's pointing out the faults that men have. So we find, yes, now at some points she says that, yes, men are always jealous. Men have this habit of of jealousy and of suspecting their wives. So sometimes we find her standing up for the rights of women, and she comes across as this modern and independent woman, but she tries to please her husband Iago, and she steals the handkerchief. So there lies that dishonesty, and she is also lying to Desdemona that she doesn't know where the handkerchief is. So, yes. Now Emilia, she knows that something is wrong with her husband. She knows that Yago is not a completely nice and honest, decent person. But then she is foolish. She always wants to please him. That is the thing. So, but towards the end, yes, at the end, when Othello is in a fit of anger and in that rage, he's just about to kill Desdemona. So at that point of time, Emilia protests and points out that Desdemona is completely innocent. She's not having any affair. She is very faithful and loyal. She's not at all unfaithful. But it's already too late, and Othello does not believe any single word spoken by Emilia. So had Emilia played a good role, much earlier in the play, then we could have found that. Yes, if she had not stolen that handkerchief, things would have been different. But in the end, she is killed by Yago for speaking the truth. So yes, so these are the three characters, and yes, one more character is there, and that is Bravancio. But please watch the previous video in which I've told several times that Bravancio is this rich senator, and he is the father of our heroine. He is the father of the fair and gentle Desdemona. And what was his reactions when when his daughter ran away and married the mole? So all that I've already done in the previous video. The link will be given in the description box. Please go to it and watch it if you have a doubt about Bravancio and his reactions. So yes, with this we come to the end of the video. Please give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet to our channel. So stay tuned.